Hello everyone, I'm getting clipped in here. I have to hit my start button before I can get clipped in officially because this is kind of a hard thing to do. There we go. Looks like we're pretty well good. All right. I think I'm ready to go. So, it is Tuesday in Fairs Craft Fairs, so we're going to do some fun with Stampin' Blends today, and I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope you had a great holiday weekend, and we're able to honor and celebrate those who have given their lives for our country. I have been working diligently on our cottage. I don't know if you know, my mom is moving down, so we are very excited about that. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light in here. That might be better. Haha. Okay, there you go. And when I sit down, it's going to be a lot better. Alright, so I have two cards, one today and one tomorrow, that I have done using our blends. And I love Stampin' Blends. Blends are a great way to be able to color things with a very easy techniques to do. And I have to apologize because my dog is going to be whining. I guess he's whiny today. Would you like to go lay down on the other? I'm not taking you outside. No, it's not time to go outside. You can sit in here. I'll just leave the door open. He wanted in before I started, then he wants out. So, alright, so I've been using Granny Apple Green and Bermuda Bay. We do offer a shaded spruce color, which coordinates with the Garden Impressions series, but I believe it's out of stock right now. So, you know what? Bermuda Bay is really, really close to that, and it's a really easy color to work with. So we're going to do some fun things with blends today, and I have the color lifter here, which I'm going to show you some cool techniques with that. And then, let's see. What colors do I want to play with? What's going to show up on paper really well? I'm not going to do light to dark for you guys. I think what I'm going to do is just stick with some bright, bold colors. Let's do real red. That sounds really good. Yeah, Poppy Parade could be good on that too. Mango Melody. Dark Daffodil. Let's do some black. Okay, so first things first. Vellum is a very interesting type of paper. Traditionally, I believe it used to be made out of some sort of animal skin. That's not what it's made out of nowadays. It is almost like a plastic. So it's a type of paper. It rips, it tears beautifully, it creates beautiful edges. If you've never done anything with vellum before, go look up Pergamano. That's a really, really beautiful card making technique, and it includes a lot of things that you can do with this, and I'll show you a little bit of fun stuff that you can do with that besides coloring today also. So first things first, actually I'm going to do a separate video on Pergamano techniques for this. First things first, this paper has this printed pattern. Anything that's printed on it, it's on one side and it's raised. So that's going to be easier for you to keep your colors inside your lines. So just a heads up on that. And of course there's a front and a back side. So first thing, I'm going to start with Poppy Parade. And I'm going to color in, nope, I got the wrong end. I like the felt tip, pointy tip, and you get two different options on these, which is awesome. And I'm going to start on the back side, and I'm just going to follow those lines. And fill in. Pergamon, or I shouldn't say Pergamano, Vellum is actually very forgiving when it comes to this type of technique. And I'll show you one reason why in just a second. Okay, now that I've got 3, let's take a look here. I made a couple of little mistakes. I made one right there and one right there. So if I take my color lifter and just rub along there, and you have to make sure that you get the color off of it once it's done, it will actually pretty much just pick up whatever you don't want and get rid of it. So that's the first thing for a color lifter. It's pretty awesome, okay? So it just got rid of those little blips that are outside the lines, which is excellent for me. And if you look at the other side, it gives a more faded look. All right, so now I think that's pretty well dry. Now I'm going to do it from the front side to show you the difference. This is still Dark Poppy Parade. You see how much brighter that is? Okay, and the more ink I lay down, the more it's going to blend together smoother. So the big thing is, if you go back over stuff on vellum, it's going to make it darker or brighter, but it also is going to leave you more opportunities to make lines and things that are going to be more visible. And with blends, one of the big things with blends is that they blend together really nicely. So I don't know if you can see that. This is from the back side and that's from the front side. And now I'm going to go over this middle one again to show you what happens. Okay, got way brighter again. Let it dry for a second. See, it got a little bit darker. It's not super noticeable, but it does make a difference. So you want to make sure, if you're going over things a second or third time, you want to make sure that you know what it's going to do and what it's going to look like. Okay, so those are big things that you can do as far as technique goes with that. All right, next thing that I'm going to do. All right, so this is a really fun, funky technique. I'm going to put half Poppy Parade and half, I think this is Mango Melody. Yep, Dark Mango Melody. Gonna get really close. Alright, and now take some of my blender and I'm going to go over that middle line. And I've got a weird little stringy thing on the tip that I really don't want there, so I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. So you see what happened? It faded a little bit, but I'm going to keep working it. Just a little bit more. And it's going to you have to put down quite a bit of color for this to work, so that's why I'm using the dark ones to begin with, because I want to make sure that you guys can see what I've been doing. Okay, so I just went over that with the color lifter, and it puts down quite a bit of the alcohol solution on there, and it allows the colors to kind of blend together. So if you're, this is actually one of the few papers that I would really recommend that people start with as far as being able to do blends goes, because it is this paper is very forgiving. It doesn't soak through, which is really awesome. Whereas if you use a regular cardstock, your Stampin' Blends are definitely going to soak through. Okay, so that's one of the big things that I like for this. The only trick is with you putting this on your projects, because it is translucent, meaning it's partially see-through. You'll see adhesive if you're not using the right kind, but here's what I've been using. I've been using tear and tape, and I put a nice long seam of it, or I fill in a specific squares. I put it in specific places that I know I'm going to cover up with other things, and it does not show. So, like this one, I put a whole seam down this of tear and tape, and you would not know otherwise that it was there. And all I did is put it all the way down. Can't see it, can't tell it's there. All it's doing is holding that to the card. Okay, so I believe firmly that tear and tape is probably the best solution as far as what we have to offer for being able to adhere your vellum. Of course, you can do other things like you can use cold mechanical cold connections, so like punch holes and put brads through it to hold it in place and stuff like that. Oh, I left my phone on. Okay. So, anyway, those are a few things to be working on as far as this goes. Okay, so now let's color some birds with that. All right, so I really want this cardinal to be fun and red. And I'm not being super picky here, because I'm going to go back in with my blend, or my blender, my color lifter, and kind of swirl that around a little bit. Which is going to almost add to the feather effect, which I really love. My mom absolutely loves birds, and cardinal is the state bird of North Carolina, and there are tons of them around here, and I love that. And there's all sorts of other ones that I have no idea what they are, so I'll be doing plenty of bird watching with her and figuring out what they all are. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, it's quite swirly. It's a really cool effect. You can do that for, there's a paper in this pack that has lilies on it also, and I've done that with like the rich raspberry for cards, and it's been really, really cool. So I got a little outside the line, so I'm going to lift that up. Won't affect anything later on. Alright, I'm going to do, I think we're going to try to, there's no other ones on here that look like Orioles, but that's okay. We're still going to make an Oriole. I'm going to fill this in. It's another bird that my mom absolutely loves. Bright orange in Minnesota. She also likes bluebirds, and we have bluebirds on our property too, which is pretty awesome. So, I'm going to do the lifting technique for those sections so that it's not super, super dark. And swirly swirl. And kind of come into that orange just a little bit. go. All right. So I think you're getting the idea of what you can do with these really awesome markers, these alcohol-based markers, Stampin Blends. So if you have any comments, of course I've been doing this live, but it's really hard for me to see comments as I'm doing this because I'm filming. So go ahead and drop me a comment or drop me a note if you have any questions. If you'd like to order your own, I have my website for Stampin Up, and I also have an open host code that you can order with, and I also have instructions on my my blog for my tutorial for today, which is the same, so you can actually make this note card really easy. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll have another card for you tomorrow, and I'll be looking forward to seeing y'all soon. Thanks, bye.